So this is it. We're gonna discuss the spoilers for Captain Marvel. I've written a review. I guess most of you guys after this weekend have seen it. So warning again, be warned that this is a spoilers discussion. So if you don't wanna read about it, if you haven't seen the movie and don't want it spoiled, be warned here. Okay, so it's time to talk about the movie. You guys know my thoughts about it. Let's ask my wife, who's my guest now.
Hi.
Yeah. Okay. So tell them how did you like the movie?
Did I like it or not? Yes, I did like it. I love the actions. I love the sequence. I love the story on how the Skrulls looked like the villain in the beginning, and then they ended up like not the villain after all, and like the people who looked like the good guys, in the beginning, they were actually deceiving Captain Marvel and keeping stuff from her. And also I love the Nick Fury there, although he wasn't really the Nick Fury that we knew, because Nick Fury is really known as a tense guy, he's intense, but in there he's not. He is the young 20 years ago Nick Fury. He's more laid back, more funny. I mean,
yeah, I guess one of the best parts about the movie is the twist about the Skrulls, because the Skrulls in the comics have been known to be bad guys. I think they were a big factor in Civil War 2. They were the ones who caused it in the comics. I read comics, my wife doesn't. So this is all new to her. But it was they also look like the bad guys, right? Did you believe that they were the bad guys when they were first shown?
when they were first shown, yeah, because like everybody, the Krees were telling that they're the enemy, that they should be attacked and all. So I somehow thought that, well, maybe they're the bad guys. But I've also had suspicions about, what's the name of the guy?
And the actor, Ben Mendelsohn?
Yeah.
Or Jude Law, the
Jude Law, the bad guy.
yeah, the
So
captain.
I was somehow suspicious of Jude Law also, because somehow I've always thought that, Captain Marvel wasn't Kree. I had that gut feeling that she's not Kree, that she's somehow human.
Yes, actually the movie confused me because I know Captain Marvel was Carol Danvers from the comics and she was human, and her origins there was that I'm not very sure, but I think she got her power from a star, from a Kree source.
Okay,
That's how
so-
she got her power in the comics. So I knew she was human. But in the movie she was
introduced as Kree.
Yes, she was presented to be Kree. She even had blue blood. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, maybe this is something new that they're doing, that they're turning her into 100% Kree.
Yeah.
So as it turns out, it was implanted memories. How did you find the pacing of the movie?
It was good. Like, it was not so slow. For an origin movie, I think it was really good because they were able to introduce the characters, tell her backstory, and also made me know her, like how she thinks, her train of thoughts, how she, her weaknesses also, like her very weakness there from the very beginning of the movie. It was already introduced that she can't control her emotions, and because she can't control her emotions, she can't control her powers.
Yes, which was very strange because acting wise, have you noticed that I mean, most of the complaints I read about Brie Larson's portrayal is that she never smiled.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, even when the child was like, telling her about their past, about this, about that, showing her the pictures and some memorabilia, she wasn't really smiling.
Yeah, and because it's more of about her character. In the comics, she was a soldier. She wasn't really very feminine in the comics.
But her friend,
Yes, her friend.
the black friend, the black woman.
Yeah, but it's because in this one she's confused. She's not sure who she is. But
Okay.
we got to know her via flashbacks, and we see her having fun in the video
Yeah.
karaoke night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
which
she
was
had
I
some
think
nice pictures where she was really smiling so big.
she looked so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think was a good move for the movie because this one was portraying that she was still finding out about herself.
Yes.
And she has no clue that she is a happy person
Okay.
because she grew up being very intense.
Yeah, she was trained to be intense.
Yes, because of her Kree training, and not to mention that she also was an Air Force
Yeah.
soldier on Earth.
Mhm.
So by nature, she's a very smiling person. Although she does have a sense of humor, right?
Yeah.
We know she has a sense of humor based on the flashbacks. And
Yeah, based on the flashbacks and also sa beginning, like when they were fighting him and her and Jude Law, like you know, she was making funny comments also.
yeah, I guess it was more of she was very arrogant. I think
Yeah.
that's one of her traits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's also her humor.
Yeah, she's a bit of an arrogant character. She's a bit like
Well, now you're talking of arrogant. Maybe Brie Larson's some kind of arrogant actually in real life.
I'm not sure.
Because
I mean,
with the way she's marketing her character, like it's the strongest character of all, like you know, it's gonna beat all the Marvel characters that we know. And it's her first movie, she hasn't proven anything yet, and that's how she talks. Well, maybe there's something in her, and it shows in her character as Captain Marvel.
well, we're not sure because we don't
yeah.
know it. This is marketing.
Yeah.
I mean, even though Brie Larson
I
comes
mean, there's
off as
nothing
SG,
wrong with being arrogant, you know.
well, maybe it's a bit off-putting because it's okay to be arrogant after you've proven something, right?
Yes. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, because when I watched this movie, I tried to separate the promoting and marketing from the actual movie. That's why I gave it a pretty high rating. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a fun movie, and I admit a lot of my
You're
fears
going to
about
love the action sequences.
yeah, I mean a lot about my fear a lot of my fears were based on what happened to Star Wars. That is basically the source of things that I'm afraid of when there's an SJW thing put into it. I know you're not a big science fiction fan, but I'm a big science fiction fan, and I grew up with Star Wars. And even though there's this thing about the prequels, this prequels was it had a big controversy to it. A lot of people hated it. I mean, in general, I still am okay with the prequels, but with the Last Jedi and Solo, the movie, I guess it got a bit too much SJW politics, and
Yeah.
that's the source of my fears. As for Brie Larson, I mean, her intentions were good. I mean, she doesn't come off as a bad person. She doesn't come off as similar as extreme to those feminists, because in some of those interviews she did claim that she has nothing against white guys. She said that every time she said something, you know, off-putting, like I don't care about a 40-year-old white guy's opinion in a wrinkle of time. She did say it's not that I have anything against, you know, white guys. She's just pushing for more diversity, more reviewers who are not white people, because
Okay.
fact is, even if you click on Rotten Tomatoes, a lot of the reviewers, they're top guys, they're white people. I mean,
And they don't like these kind of movies.
doesn't matter really. Sometimes they like it, sometimes they don't.
Okay. And why is she trying to like
Maybe she wants
single
to
them
hear.
out?
I guess because it's majority of the reviewers. They are they're admittedly white guys. I mean, guys like me.
and then what's wrong with that? For
She
her.
wants the opinions of people like me, who's, you know, not in America, who's not white, who's Asian, to come off,
Okay.
to come off. But for me, I don't see the race factor in that. That's why most of the guys I follow are white guys. It's not because I'm pro-white or anything. It just happens that my opinions tend to coincide with
Align
theirs.
with theirs,
Yeah,
yeah.
even though I'm a Chinese guy living in the Philippines, I also share the same sentiments with them without race involved. Except Brie Larson, I guess she thinks that race is a bit of a factor there. And maybe it's true. Maybe that's why I review Filipino movies differently, because of my background. I'm a middle class Chinese guy living in the Philippines. That a guy who's living in America, a Filipino living in America, would have very different perceptions on how a movie like Alone Together would affect her. So it's something like that.
Okay.
So that's what she's pushing for, more diversity. And except she said it the wrong way. We're certain that she said it the wrong way.
She could have,
Yeah, she
packaged it differently.
or maybe she shouldn't have focused in it because Wonder Woman didn't focus on.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so speaking of which, do you think this movie is comparable to Wonder Woman?
I love Wonder Woman.
Okay, you also love Captain Marvel, or
I love Wonder Woman better.
yeah.
Oh,
The only weakness with Wonder Woman is the final part, right? The boss battle, the final battle.
yeah, because it was so easy. I mean, it's not a real boss. When when you can defeat it that easily, it's not a real boss. So
Well, Captain
her,
Marvel.
her powers don't really wasn't
Well,
in
Captain.
that sequence. But previous to that, like when she used her lasso and she just did this thing. Yeah.
But you can also argue the same about Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
She defeated everyone
Yeah, yeah.
without using half of her powers. I think.
Yes.
Yeah, when she got her full powers, it was game over for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was blazing.
But
and-
surprisingly, I wasn't discouraged about it. I don't
mean,
know why.
Why
I mean,
should you be discouraged?
because it was so easy. You're complaining with Wonder Woman having an ultra easy enemy, but at least she got hit.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think
I think because it's just an Origins movie, so
Wonder Woman was also an origin movie.
Yeah. I mean, like Origins movie, they're not really about the story, so they're not really. So when you really want a good story, you want a very strong villain and also a very strong, strong protagonist. But when it's an Origins movie, you're just focusing on building up the character of the protagonist, why she's like this, why she's like that, and the villain is really just a subcategory or a minor part in an Origins. I think all Origins movies always like that. They have like small villains.
Okay, so who's your favorite character in the movie?
Nick Fury.
Yeah, yeah. You have to admit that Nick Fury did a lot of things here. I mean, I think it was the main reason why the movie was good.
Yeah, actually. And like I saw a lot of reviews, and also I myself can tell that the Nick Fury in Captain Marvel, is different from the Nick Fury we knew from the previous movies, okay? And I think that there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Because sometimes we're so different from who we are. Like when you were like 10 years ago, you're 20 years younger, you were so different from who you are now, right?
Yeah, but not that different. I still talk like this.
Why? Did Nick Fury change the way he talks?
Yes, he's a lot more open.
Yeah, and he was like so smooshy, like with the cat and like that, and he
Yeah.
would like use the cat to attack the people.
Yeah, which brings me to the topic that the CGI to make Nick Fury look young again was very good, right?
Yeah,
You'd never notice it.
yeah.
That Samuel L. Jackson did not look like that.
He's my favorite character. I
So-
love his character
Which
so
is
much.
kind of scary because now you think of it, old actors, even Sylvester Stallone,
Can look young.
he can be Rambo again, like
Yeah.
the 20-year-old
What's
Rambo.
scary with that?
Because
I wanna
regardless
see
of
that.
age, regardless of age, you can actually be CGI'd.
Yeah.
Like for example, me, I can always be CGI'd to be a thinner version of me.
Yeah.
Or you can be CGI'd to look like your sister.
Yeah, or like what they did with Paul Walker. They CGI'd his face
But
on
that
his
was bad.
brother's face.
That was so bad. That was so obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can, with the light and the
It
shines.
was not that good.
Yes, it was not that good. This one was very good. This
Mhm.
one was excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. Even Coulson. I like the way they did Coulson. I almost didn't recognize him, right? Because it was CGI'd really well. I only knew the glasses. When he first came to
Yeah.
the scene, I was like, is that Coulson? No, maybe it's a random agent. But it's also bad though that he didn't get many camera time.
Yeah.
Much camera
Because
time.
most of the scenes were not in the earth. But most of the scenes that were in the earth, he was there.
Yeah, I wish they explored him more. I wish they showed him doing the throwback 90s stuff.
Yeah.
Like, because Coulson, he's a big fan of pop culture and stuff. So maybe in the 90s he was he could show himself to be a big fan of those
Yeah.
things.
singing.
yeah, singing 90 songs or
Yeah.
something in the car. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wish there were scenes like that.
You know, Brie Larson was wearing this shirt.
Yeah, a Nine Inch Nails T-shirt.
Yeah, okay. It
Yeah.
was so 90s.
Yeah, I was looking for that shirt. I never got to find a shirt like that. So, yeah, I admit that I really enjoyed seeing Brie Larson wear the leather jacket and the Nine Inch Nails T-shirt. I mean, it was the look back then. That's what the look that I wanted.
So
even though I was
thumbs
a
up
guy.
to their costume director.
Yeah, the references were spot on. Even the
Yeah.
dial up when she was
Yeah,
typing.
yeah.
And you need to
The set
recognize.
producers were really good.
Yeah, and there were the internet cafes.
Yeah.
Those were so 90s. I don't think
Yeah.
you'd see them anymore, especially in the US.
Yeah, plus when they were like checking on the file, the black box file, it was loading.
Yes.
The emotions were very intense and they were like,
Yeah, they were
what's
waiting
going
for,
on?
Yeah,
Loading.
only for it to be loading. So there was those are some very
Those are
good
funny
90s.
parts.
Yeah, very good 90s references. And I think that's what made the film good. I mean, even though Brie Larson, Carol Danvers was always serious, there are many characters who counterpoint that.
Yeah.
Ben Mendelsohn, the one who played the Skrull, the main
Yeah.
Skrull. Yeah, he's funny, right?
I like him.
Yeah, I like him. He was played very well. He was very sympathetic. I mean, you'd really feel bad for him. You're on his side.
Yes.
The moment he confessed and told
Told his
Carol
story.
Danvers, his story, you're on his side, right? And as for the
So
team,
he's your favorite part? That's your favorite guy?
yeah, I like Nick Fury. Nick Fury
Nick
still.
Fury too?
Yeah, Nick
He's
Fury.
your favorite character in the movie?
Yeah, Nick Fury basically
Same.
carried the movie. He
Yeah.
was the one who made it, gave a lot of points for it. Because if you're just gonna
Maybe
put
he had
Brie
a
Larson,
higher paycheck.
yeah, he's one of the highest paid actors.
No, in this movie than Brie Larson.
I don't know, but
I
he's one of the
think.
highest paid because
Because sometimes that's why there are feminist Hollywood actresses. Because
Yeah.
sometimes like in the movies, even if they're the main character,
that doesn't have
the main
anything.
guy always has a
that
better
that
paycheck.
doesn't have anything to do with it because it's Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
When you put Samuel L. Jackson in the movie, it's gonna be a big hit. He's like Will Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, any movie with Will Smith on it, it's gonna be a hit. So same with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
And okay, we're gonna talk about the cat.
Oh yeah. Actually, like, I was wondering how the cat was able to get into the NASA place because that's where they first saw the cat.
Well, the cat is an alien cat, which I think Marvel owned.
It was her pet.
Yeah, it was a creature. It wasn't a cat. It was a Fletcher or something like that.
But
That's
like,
why they
how
scanned
come
it.
it's right there.
Because it knew what to do. I mean, it knew where Marvel's files were. Yeah, so that's where it hid.
Maybe it's her pet.
Yeah, I think it was her pet. The internet was crazy about it, and the early reviews were talking about the cat. But honestly, I'm just doing it sort of a joke. It's sort of a meme that everybody would pay attention to the cat while completely ignoring Brie Larson or the whole movie, because that's the joke right there.
Yeah, but the cat was so powerful, he could eat like the whole battalion. Put
Yeah.
it in his stomach.
Yeah, that was the gag, and it was because of also Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson, the way he acted when he was like pointing the cat everywhere.
Yeah.
So that was really funny, and that's what made the cat funny.
Yeah.
And also how Nick Fury lost his eye, it was a bit corny, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was hoping that he lost it in a really heroic way.
Because that's what he keeps on saying. Every time he talks to some heroes, he say, "You know how I lost my eye? I did this and that just for."
No, he doesn't really explicitly say. He
Yeah.
doesn't mention it.
Yeah.
Because the real reason was because the cat scratched his eye. That's the reason why he lost it, because an alien space cat scratched his eye, which was it's funny, right? But it sort of trivializes Nick Fury and makes him sort
Actually,
of
they really trivialized Nick Fury here.
yeah, I mean,
And I don't know
character-wise,
if,
character-wise, you sort of have a hard time respecting him.
Yeah.
Knowing that, although you have to accept that it's sort of its first time encountering alien life form and
That was his
alien
first
invaders.
time.
Yes, because it was in the 90s.
Mhm.
And that's what also inspired him to form the Avengers, because there are
Initiative, yeah.
threats out there, right?
Yeah.
Which I also didn't like the retcon.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he pretty much explained that the reason why it's called the Avengers is because of Carol Danvers' nickname, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't like that. That the reason why it's the Avengers is because of Carol Danvers.
Well, you can like say that, but
That's it. He saw the file.
yeah, he saw the file, but maybe he just liked the sound of it rather than the Protectors Initiative, which he is first thought.
I don't like it that Carol Danvers turned out to be the inspiration for the Avengers. Because I don't know why she was added. She wasn't really part of the initial plan, right?
Mhm.
To be in the Marvel universe. She's sort of an afterthought.
Well,
That's why
actually,
her origin movie, came just now when
Yeah.
it's already in the end war.
yeah, but I don't know, like maybe it's a business move, it's Marvel's business move because some of the heroes will be leaving Marvel soon, like they'll be transferring to Sony and all, so they need to make a new hero that we're gonna like and that they can make a killing of. So I think it's a business move.
Yeah,
And they want to build up that character, like so that you wouldn't miss those old characters, heroes that you loved if they get lost.
with the way things are going now, it seems like they're setting up Carol Danvers to be the new leader of the Avengers.
Yeah, because I think some of you, well, you already said it that some of the characters will be transferring to other companies.
Not really transferring, but their contracts are up.
Yeah,
But the thing is,
so
it's hard to
they
like.
want to replace those with
Yeah, yeah.
somebody.
The thing is, Captain Marvel is not a good hero material for me. She's a soldier. She's like a good soldier. She's not a leader. She's not charismatic. You
Yeah.
basically are not inspired with her.
Yeah, unlike Captain America
An Iron Man.
and Iron Man.
Yeah. She's not
Thor
very.
is a god.
Yeah, even Thor doesn't claim to be a leader,
Yeah.
although he was the one who became the de facto leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Yes.
Yes. So that's that. If they're setting up Carol Danvers to be the new leader of the Avengers, I don't know if it's gonna work. It's gonna be.
We'll see. So that's why I'm excited about the end game because in the last credits, like they were calling on somebody and they didn't know like who's at the end of the line or what, and then in the end, like Carol Danvers is there and say somebody called for me.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, that was a good scene because I liked it because now that the heroes have another powerful being on their side.
mhm.
I mean, I'm a bigger fan of Marvel than any individual movie. So I like it that our heroes are getting backup.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even though I necessarily didn't like the promotion behind Captain Marvel, I still like the Marvel universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I'm more than happy to support each character there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that, but I also hope that Thanos won't easily be defeated by Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if that's gonna be the thing, that she's gonna put up a bigger
It's like
fight.
Marvel is really shoving it down our throats that hey, you recognize this girl as the main man.
Yeah, so that's a bit hard for me. I mean, I hope they won't go down that path. Because I
I
mean,
hope I really hope that like in the end game they could defeat Thanos, but they can defeat Thanos by working together, by combining all their powers.
yes.
Yeah. Because I think like personally that's how I want it to end because Thanos is so powerful now because he has all 7 stones and he's combined all these 7 stones powers to defeat everyone. So I hope that they can all combine their powers to defeat the 7 stones, that Thanos is getting.
Yeah, that would still be impossible though, but because the stones are that powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not thinking
But I
that
don't
Captain
want
Marvel.
one person to defeat
Yeah.
Thanos. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want it to be a Superman thing like in Justice League when Superman comes,
Yeah,
everything is just
okay.
trivial.
Yeah. I don't
At the
like
first, there's 5 of them against this one super being, and they're having a hard time. They're getting their asses kicked, and then Superman comes, and him alone kicks the ass of that one person.
That's the reason why I don't like Superman, actually.
Well-
I've never liked him as a hero.
Well,
Because I don't see him as a hero because he's actually really powerful. There's no risk for him. There's no risk he's taking at all. So I think, a hero is when you're not as powerful as your enemy, as the villain, but you do things and you take risks and then you win.
Well, that's the thing that happened with Captain
That's
Marvel.
why.
That's the thing that happened with Captain Marvel. Her final villains weren't as strong.
Uh-huh.
Even Ronan the Accuser just left. He
Yeah.
didn't even think about fighting Captain Marvel. Superman is different though. I mean, the movies you've seen. I mean, Doomsday was pretty much at par with him. Yeah, Doomsday even ended up killing him, right? Although that was a bad sequence, but it shows that there are beings out there who can stand toe to toe with Superman. Even Superman, Man of Steel.
Yeah.
The other Kryptonites, Kryptonians, General Zod.
Can like beat him.
Yeah, although there was a sequence there where he went, into super Saiyan mode, and he beat everyone because they touched his mother, right? So I hope Captain Marvel won't have a scene like that she'd just become ultra strong because her best friend died or something. Yeah. So I don't want Thanos to be beaten that easily. I
Yeah.
want Thanos to be beaten because they combine their
Yeah.
abilities, but it doesn't have to be brute force. They cannot beat Thanos with brute
Yeah.
force.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be a strategy of some
Namatay
kind.
ba si Doctor Strange?
Yeah. Doctor Strange is dead.
I feel so bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm also looking forward to seeing Nick Fury in the end game.
Yeah,
Because like this movie lang siya nakita, like the past movies parang hindi, no?
yeah, because after Captain America 2, Shield was disbanded.
So
And he
I'm
went
looking
into hiding.
forward to seeing him there.
Yeah, I hope he will have more parts in the future as the classic Nick Fury. Although we did enjoy the young Nick Fury. Okay, so after the spoilers and stuff, I mean, did your rating, how do you rate the film out of 10?
Out of 10, it's a 7 or an 8 to me.
Which one is it?
7.5, let's say.
No, there are no 0.5s.
Nope. 7 because Wonder Woman is 8.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. My ratings didn't change. I mean, I've listened to a lot of reviews, both pro and cons, and I still hold to my opinions
What?
that this one is a solid 7. This movie is a 7 for me.
So we're the same.
Yeah, it didn't change after all these days. Even the SJW, I mean, I've seen some things that signify that it was, that sneak in SJW politics. But those were okay with me. They did not take away from the movie.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
SJW parts were not actually offensive at all. Because I think it's just more of empowerment, but they're not really offending another group of people as well, so that's okay.
Yes. Yeah. The SJW here was very acceptable.
Aw.
If you can notice it, because you could miss it, and that's a good thing. It's not worth paying attention and spending energy for. So yeah, good move. A very controversial movie, but I think this one's gonna be a success in the box office.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, don't be influenced by the stuff that you heard about it. Still try to be critical about the movies you watch. And yes, I guess that's it for the spoilers review. And you just comment, and maybe we'll make another, if there are enough comments. Maybe we'd make another segment to discuss them. As for now, that's it. Thank you for watching this spoilers discussion, and have a nice day.
Bye-bye.